guys, I'm Crystal, your content director and photographer over at Crystal Clear Photography. I'm coming to you today talking to you a little bit about how to create a visual story that's going to sell. Isn't that what we're here for? So let me talk to you a little bit about some things you can do to make sure that you create a visual story that is going to help your audience want to click the buy button. First off, you're going to want to make sure that you know your audience. I'm sure you probably have heard this before if you're working with someone in marketing or if you're constantly trying to improve your business. You've got to know who you're selling to, who's going to buy your makeup, who's going to buy the rings that you're creating, who's going to buy the body butters that you're lathering on. You've got to know these people because you've got to help create that visual story that is going to make them see themselves using your product. So the first thing is to make sure that you know your audience, do some market research, see what's on trend, see what they like, what they don't like, if they're into fuzzy, cozy things right now because it's the fall. Make sure that you can pick out a few items that you know your audience is going to be able to relate to immediately, to infuse those things in your images and make those audience members want to buy. So the second thing is to make sure to stay on brand. You can have a visual story that's going to sell, but if it feels like it's completely off brand or they don't recognize it, it might be harder for the client to want to relate to something that is their favorite, which would be your product and your business. So make sure that you keep your visual story on brand. If you normally shoot everything on white, then you're probably going to want to come up with some images and things that are on white. So maybe you can look at variety in your background. You could look at things like white carpet or white blanket, or maybe it's white wood. White washed wood is a big thing right now. You could look at shiplap, all those kinds of options. There are so many different things that you can utilize that are still going to keep your brand on point, still telling that visual story, and still helping your audience really see themselves in your images and want to relate to it and just love the way that it looks and want to buy that product. Lastly, want to make sure that you help them see themselves in that photo. It all ties together. So if you know your audience, you know what they're looking for, you know that it's going to tie into your brand, then you just got to help them see themselves in it. And what does that mean? That means that you got to actually stop and think about the scenario in which someone might be using your product. Think about things like, maybe I'm a body butter company and I could see somebody getting out of a bath and then lathering on my lotion. That's a natural thing for people to do, right? So maybe you could shoot some things in a nice white bathroom. Maybe you get a pretty white bathroom at a hotel or an Airbnb that you could rent out for a couple of hours. Go in there, stick your product in that scenery so that someone can see, oh yeah, I could totally see myself getting out of the bath and putting that on. I could totally see myself getting ready to go out with all my makeup brushes and stuff everywhere. But the one thing I'm not gonna forget is my body butter that's right in the middle. Things like that. So stop, take an opportunity to get to know your audience, dive through, find out what they like, what they don't like, then think about the things that you can do to help them get in that photo, and then of course make sure it stays on brand. And again, for more information, more tips and tricks, make sure that you've clicked subscribe below so that you can stay up to date on the weekly videos that I'm going to be posting with content just for you.